Okay, let's get into it. Today's deep dive tackles something we all feel like we understand pretty well. Comfort.
Hmm.
It's cozy, feels safe. It seems like the natural place to end up after you've put in the work, right?
Right, like a reward or just, where we recharge.
Yeah, exact.
But that common idea, that's exactly what the source we're looking at today really pushes back on.
Okay.
We're diving into an article titled Escaping the Comfort Captivity. And, well, it puts forward a pretty provocative idea
Vicious.
that comfort, it isn't actually that state of rest or reward we assume it is. Maybe not always.
Interesting. So what's our mission with this source then? What are we trying to sort of unpack here?
Well, the mission is to really dig into this perspective. The author argues that comfort can actually be a major barrier, maybe even a
A
trap,
trap, how so?
preventing genuine growth. So we need to explore why the author thinks real progress, often requires embracing discomfort,
Okay.
and pull out the maybe surprising arguments this source makes about what comfort actually does in our lives.
And the article, it just jumps right in, doesn't it? Hits you with the main claim, your comfort zone. It's not comfort.
Not real.
It's captivity.
That's the core idea, yeah. The source basically looks at things we usually see as comfort, like binge watching TV for hours, always taking the easiest options.
Settling onto the couch.
Right. And it doesn't frame them as like healthy self-care or earned rest. It suggests they can actually lull you into stagnation.
It even uses that really blunt phrase, suggesting that deep down you might feel like you're not just resting, you're rotting.
Yeah, it's stark language for sure. But it emphasizes the author's point. They argue that society often sells us comfort and ease as like the ultimate goals, the prize.
The thing to aim for.
Exactly.
Right.
But the article counters, saying, hang on, look back at anything really significant ever achieved. Was that done from a place of ease?
Probably not. You think about athletes pushing through pain, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or entrepreneurs working crazy hours,
Mhm.
artists fighting creative blocks.
The source points out that growth happens under stress. Muscles need resistance. Businesses scale because founders face immense pressure. Legacies are built through challenge, not by staying cozy.
Right. So the argument is every time you choose easy hit snooze instead of getting up for that project, watch another episode instead of tackling something hard.
Choose convenience over a beneficial challenge.
You're actually reinforcing habits that keep you, well, stuck. You're building the walls of what the author calls a mental prison.
A prison, yeah.
Uh,
As the article puts it, one with smart PVs and Wi-Fi maybe instead of bars, but still a prison.
So why does it feel so good then? Why is it so appealing?
Well, that's key. It feels good because it demands nothing difficult. No strain, no risk of failure, no intense effort needed.
Makes sense.
But the source calls this lethal for growth. It argues that people who achieve big things, they don't necessarily enjoy discomfort or pain.
Nobody really likes it.
Right, but they understand it's the cost of admission. For evolving, they step into it willingly.
It's like that analogy the article uses, the one about the lion.
Oh yeah, the zoo lion versus the wild lion.
Exactly.
The zoo lion, it gets fed, it's safe, controlled environment, probably lives longer even.
Seems okay on the surface.
But it never hunts, right?
Right.
Never truly tests its strength, never dominates, it just exists.
Whereas the wild lion,
Faces danger constantly, works hard, gets scarred, struggles. But it's powerful, feared, respected. It lives in a totally different way. The source basically asks you, the reader, which path are you choosing?
wow. And if you're serious about big goals, building something, getting fit, mastering a skill, whatever your game is,
Then this source argues discomfort can't just be like an occasional thing. It needs to become your default setting.
your default. That sounds hard.
It means actively choosing the harder path if it leads to growth. Embracing the grind, the tough workouts, the discipline, the challenges that come with building something meaningful.
So the question becomes, are you getting comfortable with being uncomfortable?
That's the essence of it.
Okay, so let's boil this down. The core message from Escaping the Comfort Captivity seems to be what we think of as comfort, ease, relaxation, avoiding the hard stuff isn't just neutral.
Right. It can actually be an active obstacle, a kind of captivity, mental or behavioral, that stops us from growing into the person who can achieve those big goals.
So the call to action from the author is pretty clear then.
Very clear. If you want to break through limits, achieve things that really matter to you, you have to consciously shift your default mode.
Stop letting comfort rule.
Exactly. Make productive discomfort the norm instead. Get used to it. Maybe even seek out challenges.
Okay, so here's a final thought to leave you with, straight from this source. Next time you find yourself sinking into that easy, comfortable feeling, ask yourself, is this real freedom?
Or is it just a nicely decorated cage? The author adds something pretty harsh too,
Oh,
suggesting that while you might be comfortably watching others live their dreams on a screen, someone else out there is actively building their skills, their strength.
oof. Watching you get left behind by your own inaction.
Yeah. So the final question really is, what version of yourself are you actually building for the future with the choices you're making right now?